Welcome to another video from the Fan Pub. Today we're going to do a 16-man mock draft.
Love mock drafts. They're always popular, and I love these 16-man drafts. We're coming up close to one of our live drafts, my live draft here in Northampton. I've got to say that out loud, actually, because if there are people out there who want to come down and actually see one of these in process, drop us a line. Drop us a message, actually. It'd be great to see you.
Come down,
have a bit of fun. There's a lot of atmosphere. You're welcome to join us on the evening out as well, the night after the event. And you'll learn a lot about drafting, even if you have no interest to take part yet, but you might do in the future. So well worth looking at. These mock drafts are always great because you've picked out the perfect formula. It's what we've been using in our drafts. Not necessarily to the American taste. They're more about PPR these days. But I like standard because I feel it's a real fantasy test. And these 16-man drafts, we know how tough they are to get right.
It's
a
bit of a throwback, isn't it? So let's just randomise our position.
Now, so 16-man just to go through.
So we got 15th. So
typical there. That's about right. You've been watching the podcast long enough. You know that's what we do. We tend to be near the back.
That's what happens.
Let's go with that.
Without further ado, let's get cracking.
So we're not really going to give. So we both have thoughts about players we like. We're going to try and agree on them. We're going to try and come out of this draft doing well. The key will be what grade they give us, but we're not going to follow the trend. We're going to pick players that we like. There's a lot to debate here. So here we are. They're offering us up Julio Jones, Travis Kelce, Michael Thomas, Juju Smith-Schuster. Other running backs to consider here would be Le'Veon Bell, Nick Chubb. Now, I think what we have to do now is discuss this really clearly, what we want to do. There are question marks on some of the running backs at the top of the tree, and I see that Le'Veon Bell's been left. He's gone, sorry. Oh, that's okay.
Dalvin Cook, Marlon Mack, right. Damian Williams.
Oh, well, that being the case then. How do you feel about what we've been offered, and what do you feel about what you would take?
I'm very happy to see Gurley go because I don't want that risk. Beckham's gone, that's good.
Yeah. These are taking away some of the players we want
to
swerve.
Dalvin Cook, somebody's missed a lot of time, but I think if he can put it all together and stay healthy, then you're going to get a return.
Do we have to risk it here to get him? I mean,
we do if we want him.
Yeah, I mean,
or would it rather play safe with someone like Julio?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, do we have to take Dalvin Cook? Do you think he will not come back to us? I presume he won't. Is what you're saying. The odds are slim to none because he's the next running back up on the block.
Although he's not one of the 4 options listed.
I don't want to take him in the first round. I want to get the value in the second for the player that comes to us. So personally, I would not really want to reach up here because I'm then having to guarantee.
So are you thinking Julio or Michael Thomas?
I'm taking the safest player in the whole of the draft. That's Julio Jones every single time at 15th. I'll take him all day long personally. But if you wanted to take any of the others,
I'm happy to do that.
I know that I'm going to get my 1,400 yards and probably 8 touchdowns quite happily, and that will do me to start the anchor of my team down with.
Okay, so we've taken Julio in the first. We got the bounce back in the second. We lost Cook and Kelce.
We've got a bit of a swing for the fences situation. So we'll let you take this pick, but obviously we can now go running back. We've still got some good running backs out there. There's some running backs I actually really like for this year, so I'm quite happy if we take any of them. Really, I know you like Damian Williams, so if you want to take a swing for the fence here at this point,
I think we should take Michael Thomas.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so why would you want to take him? I really appreciate that because it's nice to see you.
I just think he's the best player available,
and I'm willing to do that. So let's do that.
Marlon Mack, I mean, he doesn't catch the ball.
And I totally agree with you.
Damian Williams could be good, but we haven't seen it enough.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think Michael Thomas should have gone about 13 or 14. He's fallen to us here in the second. That's great value. We only need 180.
We'll take him at 18.
We literally could have 2 elite, and we have got 2 elite wide receivers. Yes, it means 0 RB. Yes, there will be.
Not necessarily. You could take one in the next.
You might find one.
Let's see who's available.
But a great start to your draft, I think. No, it's a lot of running backs going. It's quite interesting. But we've been left a good one.
Yeah.
There's some good ones there. I don't mind that. Okay, so I'm quite happy to take their pick here. I don't mind taking Chris Carson. I've no problem.
I mean, Seattle are a running team.
I've absolutely zero problem taking Chris Carson as we've got 2 great anchors there. And we know we're going to get another pick coming back to us. And there's a guy I really like here that could.
I'm quite happy to go real 0 RB and take Brandon Cooks as well.
Let's go real 0 RB. Just for the interest of the video, let's do it. 3 rounds at 16.
This wasn't planned or anything, but I think, Brandon Cooks
is tremendous value. Is there another wide receiver there that you might consider? I mean, this is 3rd round, so if we're being tactical...
I think Cooks is the best. I mean, he's pretty solid every year.
If we're being tactical, okay, what we're looking at is a 160-point player. There are actually a few wide receivers there that can give us that, and I think it would be between him and Golladay, but I do agree with you. I think if you're splitting literal hairs over this, I think Cooks it just is a little bit better for this
I think
season.
he's been fairly consistent.
And he's in a better offence, which I really like.
Yeah.
And I'm much more
And it means
comfortable.
you don't have to watch the Lions.
And I think if Cup isn't all the way back, which I don't think he is, then Cooks has much more elevated chance for more chances. So I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Let's take that risk and see which running back is our first off the board. Well, we haven't got to wait too long to find out, so let's see.
Brandon Cooks, 3 bye-week 9s as well.
We're not going to worry about it.
No.
We're not going to worry about
Never worry about it because...
it. Okay,
just been-
Chris Carson is still on the board.
He's still there.
We'll
yeah.
take him now, surely.
Well, I think Cooks would have gone. So,
Yeah.
Golladay and Henry gone. That's fair enough.
I'm very happy to take Chris Carson as my first.
the only other... I mean...
There is one other I would consider. It's 4th round, which is David Montgomery. Would be the other guy I would consider because
Yeah.
it is the 4th round.
I think there's more doubt over him than Carson.
Do
Andrew
you?
Luck and
You're
Watson.
not a fan of Montgomery. You're not really.
No,
a
I'm a
buyer?
fan,
Yeah,
but we haven't seen him in the NFL
that's
yet.
that's true. There is a little unproven. Yeah.
Carson we've seen, and he's probably underrated. You know,
Yes.
even if they split the work, they run the ball more than any other team.
Yeah.
It's standard, so
I think running backs are a little bit easy to judge, but I'm happy to go
there's
Carson.
2 or 3 nice quarterbacks there as well. But I'm
Yeah.
happy. I think we need to lock in a running back. We're both happy with Carson.
Very happy with Carson. Yeah.
Okay.
After what we've got as a start to our team, 4
I-
great pieces. I'm very happy with that team.
I am as well.
See, that's made
You've
me
got
very happy.
three real quality.
I know we're
wide
going to have to
receivers.
dig deep here, but we will do that. We'll see what comes out. So we've got some players to consider. There are some interesting ones here because we could take Penny as a handcuffer, but it would be a cuff, and I think that limits us a little bit. Do you know who? Do you know what? Looking at those, I mean, we will look at receivers as well, and maybe other positions. But just looking at this, the player that really sort of stands out as like could be the steady Eddie, the kind of player that just is sitting under the radar. We've got him here in the 5th round. That's Jordan Howard.
Yeah,
for
well, I was
Philadelphia.
just thinking the same. I mean,
Because he's not going to do you anything exciting, but he could be very much like Mark Miller in the 5th round. Very steady, very safe.
I think he's more valuable in standard than he is in
Yes,
PPR because he's
agreed.
blind and can't get.
Yeah, agreed.
Which is a bit of an issue.
Yeah, I mean he's a 2 down back, but we are looking for a running back that can give us steady numbers. But
Yeah.
it's the 5th round, so we're not needing miracles.
So this
from
is
him
pick
here.
79. It's not like we're taking him.
We're looking for him to give us 120 fantasy points to bring home the money.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want Penny. I know it's saying cuff, but I really wouldn't want 2 players from the same team.
And I'm not prepared to risk.
Corey Dave as well. No, thank you.
No. So
Marvin Jones, no, thank
let's
you.
go with the logic of Jordan Howard ends up taking the majority of the work in Philadelphia, and it's a fairly steady pick. How do you feel about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm all right with it.
Okay, so now we've got a bit of a bounce back. We could take the cuff here if we want to. That's not bad. I'll tell you who I will take though now.
I know you're going to say.
I'm taking Darrell Henderson all day
Henderson.
long because of Gurley's issues. I'll take him here in the 6th. And I won't
pick
hesitate.
82.
Yeah.
What about a top quarterback over that?
Oh, there would be.
We're
There
happy to
would,
wait.
there would be some great ones. I mean, Matt Ryan, I agree why he's up high on the list. Russell Wilson, very, very good. Cam Newton could be back from his shoulder injury. He's got good. Drew Brees always is very, very steady. They're all logically good. I just think we can wait. So, do you know what? Now's the time to swing. I'm going for a swing for the fence boat here. I go Darrell Henderson. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I'm right.
Let's see if Gurley is okay. Or
I don't need to. I haven't had to risk a lot. This is now. I'm at the point of a large league. This is my 100-point players plus. I want 100 plus from them. I believe he gives me that.
And the upside is
Well,
immense, isn't it?
Well, let's talk this through for the camera very quickly so people listening in can understand this. Look, the best case scenario for Gurley right now is this: somebody comes in and takes away a lot of the relief work. That's the best case scenario because he's got arthritis in his knee.
Well, they already said they're going to sort of use him sparingly.
You could say, could it be Malcolm Brown? Obviously, they match the offer of Brown, and people could argue that, and you can get Brown later. We still might get Brown later. So thinking ahead, I want Henderson because immediately I'm giving the Gurley owner a huge headache.
Otherwise, we're looking at running backs that are the cuffs of our team, or the other players on those teams. You got Rashad Penny, you got Miles Sanders, obviously
Yeah.
Howard's
Yeah,
at the half.
and I'm not looking at. I mean,
So Darrell Henderson.
Darrell Henderson, because of the massive upside, if I'm proved right, and Gurley's knee is nowhere near back, and he ends up
He is
taking
by
the
week
job.
9.
Well,
He
we won't. Whoever we play on by week 9 will be very happy, but that's 1 week we don't have to worry about.
That'd be Simon. He
Simon.
was always here, but every time we got players out, there's always one bloke in your league that seems to get a
A pass.
Yeah. You really want to beat him as well.
Right, now it gets more interesting. We're at the point of the draft where it's really thinned out, and now we have to consider everything
Yeah,
carefully.
you know when it's
And when the computer is offing you up Jameis Winston,
yeah.
boy, are you in trouble.
Things have turned.
Okay, but there is, there's a bit of pressure at quarterback, but there's still quarterbacks down there I still would throw the dice on. I'm not really still too worried about it yet at this point. We're obviously going to leave it late. I'll tell you who really stands out to me. I know we've gone kind of a little bit with a few running backs, and then we've had a few early wide receivers. Do you know the wide receiver down here that screams of value that we probably can wait one more round, actually? We'll have to see. There's going to be a debate. Could be a good video, this, right? Over Geronimo Allison and Marcus Valdes-Scantling. Okay, that would make a great video debate. I think I know who is going to end up as the number 2 job. And I know who I'd take, but I think we might be able to wait for them. So, what would you do here, looking at these players?
Well, remember, we've got the bounce back pick as well, haven't we? Pretty much.
I quite like, because we have to think our running backs, if Jordan Howard doesn't pan out, if Darrell Henderson doesn't come to much, we still have to keep plugging away at this to make sure that we land
what do you
something.
think of Curtis Samuel?
There's
Should
potential.
he be that high?
No, he shouldn't be.
But he has got an opportunity.
He has got an opportunity. He's not a player that he's very simple on my list as a swerve. He's not somebody that's on my radar to even bother with. I will let him go. And
Larry Fitz?
Very safe, but the problem is you're at this point of the draft now where safe isn't any good anymore. Now you have to start swinging. You have to find...
he's pretty... I don't know.
You have to find something good. Well, here's what I think we got bounce back. We got still 2 picks to come, yeah? We could look at a quarterback who has the big upside. So one that's a rookie coming in. We could take a Kyler Murray here and then bounce back with a more safe quarterback.
I'd rather wait, because there's loads there. Phillip Rivers, Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins. I'd be happy with any. Then Brady.
We could also look at controlling situations. So the question would be, would you prefer to take maybe a Naeem Hines or go after a...
No, not in standard. Hines,
right.
I really wouldn't want him in standard.
Okay,
not here.
We're limiting what we're going to be able to do. Okay, what about if we start looking at some of the handcuff guys that could break out if anything happens to the man ahead of them?
I don't mind Ito.
Then Ito would be my guy here too.
I don't mind Breeder. I love his talent.
Right.
I don't mind Larry Fitz.
Okay. I'm letting you decide on this.
I don't mind David Njoku either.
I'm happy with David Njoku. This is the point of the draft where, for me...
So he could take a step forward this year.
For me, he is the guy that I would look... There's 2 tight ends I like, right? He's one. He has to fall to the right point. This is a good point to pull the trigger on him.
I mean, it's 111. It's
perfect
not like
point
it's high, is it?
No, this is a perfect point to pull the trigger on him. He has a bigger upside. Especially if
do we lock in Njoku then?
I'm happy to do that. Yeah, he's a good tight end, and it's the perfect time to find.
Really, it's not even offering us a tight end, which is weird, because we haven't got one.
But
normally it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but we're happy to take it. Strangely,
so
21%.
expert consensus is 93, ADP 91. We're getting 111, so
yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah, Njoku could take that step forward.
Okay, so
again, nice. Look at all these reds.
Yeah,
interesting.
Ito.
I'm happy with Ito.
I'd take the risk here. Again, what we're looking at here, this is for people watching the draft, is we're thinking Freeman has had 2 bad years with injuries. We don't believe he's all the way back.
He's the next man up, isn't he?
And he's the next man up. He will do a solid job. And in standard, running backs are king, and they are a premium if they come out of nowhere. This is what we're dealing with.
I'd be very happy getting him here.
Let's do that. Lock him in and let's go.
The other player, obviously, still happy with Larry.
Yeah.
And Kyler, if you still want to pull the trigger on him.
Yeah, I do like them, but I think you're absolutely right. Running backs are king. We have to
especially as we've gone wide receiver heavy.
We have to keep going after them because of our early drafting strategy. They won't be universally liked, but it is the right thing to do for this kind of draft. A lot of the players we've mentioned will have gone, and we will look at some of the players.
Sanders just went. That was quite a good value down there.
That's very good value down there. They say he's done really well with recovery, so he would have been a player we might have looked at if he'd have been on the board, but he's gone. So here we are. So now it's really tricky. We're at the point of a 16-man draft where you really seal the value.
Look who's just gone, who I was going to suggest for our next pick.
Yeah, Damien Harris would have been a good one here. But he's about the right point. See, if I was picking in the draft, I think that's sensible. 9.14, yeah, makes sense. And again, is logical. Now, we still haven't pulled a trigger on a quarterback. I don't want to get lazy. Is there any other players out there that you feel might be worth...
Well, your man's there that you like.
Which one's that?
Devin Singletary.
I'll take him, yeah.
But I think we can wait on him.
He's at 60 there on their running back number 60 off the board. And as you say, far enough down that I think we can get a punt at him the next time.
I wish someone would take Jameis because I really don't want him.
No,
I want to get the value from...
the the wide receivers are all sort of seconds and thirds. There's a few that I don't really like there, and I don't want to pay a high premium for them at
Marcus
this
Lee,
point.
you got any?
Yeah, no, I'm not really
Marquise Lee?
not really interested. I don't want to take another Titans. We've got Njoku.
Devontae Parker, he's another one of your
Not going to
favourites.
touch him. I'm kind of. It's either take a quarterback here now, or we carry on waiting. I think we can carry on waiting. Do you feel we
Who
can?
do you want to take them? Yeah.
It's a riskier round, and at some point we've got to pull the trigger. I mean, it's all about what player could come out of nowhere and give you a big lift, or what player can do something special. I mean, you've still got a few good quarterbacks there, but
Well, Justice Hill, if Ingram went down, would be.
yeah, but the chances of that, Ingram is
Yeah.
so solid. I mean, I get it
He's
for
been done for drugs before, though, so you've got a double.
yeah, but
Right.
I mean, at the moment, let's be honest. There's no obvious flag hanging over him. I can say, he's got this pending or anything. No. He looks like he's got his head focused. He wants to be at Baltimore. It sounds like he's got his head down. He looks in a good place, actually. So I think Justice Hill is very light relief work at best. So
Okay.
I think
Who do you like here then?
well, you know, the running back I prefer is Devin Singletary because I think he could shake out the pack about 8 to 10 weeks into the season, which is the perfect time to get fresh legs in Buffalo in the
Have you
winter.
got to hold on to him for 10 weeks?
I don't think we will have to wait that long. I mean, he's only beaten out Frank Gore, and we don't know what's going to happen to McCoy. This could be we would never get this value again. And we don't have to get
How
him
many
now.
receivers? We've only got the 3 receivers. By week 9, we've literally got no receivers on that team.
I know we're going to have to take someone, but there's no one there at that moment that I'm like really quietly comfortable on. Al, this is a really tricky moment of the draft. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
if you're looking for value, see, for me, there's one player that stands out who could give me top.
Okay, Devontae Parker it is.
No, it's not him.
Who are we talking?
Well, I mean, we don't really want him here because we've got Njoku, and I take Delaney Walker because he's so good. He could give me elite numbers. That's the thing, and I can play him in the flex. So if I need to get around one of my bye week or one of my issues at bye week, that's one way to do it. And he is special. I mean, he's the kind of player who can dominate a game if he's in form.
He's got a late bye week.
It's perfect for it. We get to find out how
Or
he
would you
is.
rather just get the QB and then see?
I'd like to anchor one QB down
Which
here.
one do you like? Here.
If you're going to take, ultimately we're going to take 2 with this team because I think we're going to have to because we've gone 0 RB. We're going to take one now, one
no, I
later.
don't think we are going to take 2. There's only 3 spots left on the bench.
Okay. Well, Lamar Jackson for the risk, or do you go Kirk Cousins for safety?
Okay. I think we wait and see who falls, perhaps.
Fine.
That's made that decision, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
that has, yeah. So, why
Chris
wait?
Thompson less valuable in...
Yeah. You can see now we're already having a big quandary here. I like Devin Singletary, but you're right, we don't have to pick it now.
I don't think we pick him yet.
Quincy Nunwa is always interesting, but he is working
He's
his way
always
back.
injured, isn't he?
Adam Humphries, does he offer any real great value down here? It's not bad. Nothing
Yeah, he's
special.
more of a PPR darling.
Yeah.
isn't
I mean, there are other players I like, but they're going to fall later, and I'd rather have them.
he? We've got to get another wide receiver, I think, just because of the situation we're in. Maybe Parker.
But why? Why do it to yourself?
Because with Fitzmagic, it's going to re-kick off his career.
No. Let's wait. Let's wait. Take Delaney for, but then is that ridiculous because we only got 5 bench spots? It probably
Yeah,
is. I don't think we
I
can
don't think we
afford to
can
do
do
that. So it has to be pieces that can be of value. So okay, I'll tell you what we do. Let's hedge our bets. Let's take Devin Singletary now, then take Justice Hill in the bounce back just in case anything happens to Ingram.
I think we need to take a receiver though, because we've only got 3. If we
There
take them 2, there's only 1 bench spot left.
are other wide receivers deeper down the draft board that probably might be worth.
I'll tell you quite
stash.
interesting here.
Yeah, go on.
David Moore. Now, I saw an interview with Pete Carroll, and he said that David Moore's really got to step up.
He did have flashes
And,
2 years ago, and last year was a couple of moments.
I mean, remember, you lost the main man in Baldwin.
Yeah. We don't know what DK Metcalf's going to do yet.
Yeah.
So he's got to learn the offensive playbook.
Tyler Lockett isn't exactly had an injury-free time in the NFL, has he?
No.
Is he good enough though? Do you think? I think Parker's probably got the upside. I hate myself for saying.
All right, can we just, for curiosity, because we're at an awkward part of the draft, can we just see what defences are available, just for curiosity? I know you don't normally go defenses, but is there anything that stands
There's
out?
everything. Bears, everything's there.
Right. I mean, sometimes you have to look a bit odd to get what you want. Is there any point to that here, like getting a defense?
I don't mind
trust?
taking the Bears here.
I'd take the Bears.
Okay.
That's what's available
do
to
it.
us. I would do that here because this is a round where we're not really 100% happy with the picks. I would rather take a later, and you're right.
And we'll see who falls.
So here we go.
So we've still got the same rubbish available.
Same rubbish available. It's a question of what is the best value pick. I just feel that we get an opportunity for Devon Singletary if we wait another round. That's the question.
I think we will, yeah.
Okay, so is there another player? What about a quarterback at this stage?
I do think we need a receiver.
Which one?
Well, that's
That's a
different issue.
I mean, you know, I know some of the receivers I like are going to be deep down the list, and I don't have to stretch from here. So that's the problem. I think we can get a couple later. I think there are a couple of guys later on in the draft board that are excellent, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a couple of people I like, but we haven't got that many bench spots.
I know we haven't got many, but we could just secure...
All right, we'll take Singletary.
And I'll tell you what we'll do. When we come to the next part of the draft, we'll have had 32 more picks that will gone, and then we can make a decision from there. And there will be still some receivers on this board that you're going to like.
Parker's still...
Unbelievable, isn't it?
No, it's not unbelievable though, is it?
Not really.
No.
Right, so let's
James Winston's still there.
Unbelievable.
Someone take him, please.
It's almost the bargain of the draft, isn't it? So cheap.
I still
There's
don't know
some
if I want him.
right quarterbacks. We don't even have to worry about them at the moment. It's quite surprising.
No,
Really surprising. Okay, go down the wide receiver list a bit deeper so we can have a look at what's there.
We've got to take someone that isn't by week 9.
No, that's true. I like your man at 96. JJ Aguero-Whiteside looks really good. I love him for the
We
sort
can
of
get him
strategy.
anytime.
Yeah, I love him for the strategy we've got here.
Do we take Parker just in case?
No, don't do it to yourself. It's Miami. No, don't ever do it. It's glass.
Well, I'd have to throw a lot. I know
he won't be there when they're throwing.
His magic's going to light up the league in Miami.
He might, but not when we're playing him or when Parker's in. He'll kill him.
Yeah, but you know you play Parker. He's not going to start over there in 3. He's an emergency guy, and he is somebody.
Well, let's.
Well, let me make the argument for him.
Well, let
right?
me give you a pick that I would
If
take.
Parker, right,
Yeah.
because everybody knows he's got talent but never stays healthy,
Right,
and
okay.
there's something wrong with him. I can't believe he signed a new contract with Miami, frankly, because
Yeah.
he was always moaning and he didn't really fit in. So there must be a reason why they signed him.
Yeah.
I didn't see it personally, but he can have a big game. So what we could do is take him, and when he has a big game, we try and get rid.
Okay, all right. Look, I'll be honest. I'm gonna let Al take this pick. It's me. I ain't touching Parker with a barge pole, but it's Al, and he wants to feel safe.
You make an argument with someone else then.
Well, it's easy. I'm taking Rockwell Armstead, and I'm not looking back. I don't
We
care.
need a receiver. We've got
I don't
3
care.
all
I'm
on the.
not worried about it. I'm not worried. I've still got a guy down there. I'm still quite prepared.
Rackle arm, so we can.
I'll take you, JJ Aquario Whiteside.
I'll say he's miles down there. We can take someone.
But there's no one at this point of the draft I like, and that's the difference.
Right,
isn't it?
taking part. I've made an executive
Right, that's
decision.
fine. So there you are, viewers.
I hate myself for it, but I'm taking him.
Well, there you go. And if you've got anything you want to say,
Week 5.
Yeah, well
He'll
done.
be dead before that. Right, we need to take
You've got
it.
to trade him before week 5.
We've got one bench spot, a
Okay,
kicker
so-
and a QB.
Okay, so we are going to have to really consider. We've left the quarterbacks till late. Okay, pick your guy. That's the key here. Who do you like? Which one do you think has got that potential to go up the list?
Cousins, I like.
Yes, that's fine with me as well. I like him a lot. He finished 7th last year. It's a great deal down here. Happy days. A lot of people have given up with him. I think that's crazy.
He's got 2 great. He's got
Yeah.
Diggs and Thielen.
Both 1,000-yard receivers. Cousins finished 7th in standard. We like that. We like a guy that's on the edge of that list and hasn't cost us an arm and a leg to buy him.
Right,
So
let's see what greatness is left.
yeah, not a lot. Oh God, your Whiteside guy disappeared.
Did he?
Yeah, looks like it.
Nobody took him yet.
He might have done. Yeah, they haven't.
He's just too far down the list.
Right, you've got him if you want him. That's your 4th wide receiver. That's pretty good. He's having really good camps. He's doing really well. They're talking him up. I like what they're hearing. Red Zone Nightmare. We know this. You talked about him very, very well, I thought, and persuaded me that he's a very good player for this year, and I think he will be.
Not for this year.
I think he's got a chance to be a red zone threat. It's good.
Yeah, he has, but they've got.
It's standard scoring. You just need touchdowns.
They've got good.
They've got a chance to emerge as a sort of 7
They
8
got
touchdown
Big
man.
Alshon.
But that could be enough in flex. That could be what we're looking for, a touchdown guy.
Right. Okay.
But it's a touchdown bloke, isn't it? I mean, he's got the potential to be very interesting.
To be fair, the rest. I mean, what about someone like Marquise Brown, just in case he hits the ground, or AJ Brown, in case they hit the floor running.
You could make an argument. It's deep enough down the list. I mean, AJ Brown would have arguably, if fell into the right team, have gone much, much higher than this. So I totally get it.
What about Marquise Brown as well? Because they've literally got rid of all their receivers, so he's
I'm-
probably got to play.
I mean, I'm happy with either of those because at this point of the draft, you know what? You're shooting for the moon. It's a
It's
risk.
not PPR. Marquise
No,
Brown,
I'll
big
take,
play.
I'll take a gamble on it. Al.
Hang on, and even week by week 9. Let's
That's a great question.
have a look.
He's where are we? What's his bye week? 11 for 8. That's okay. 8 for Marquise Brown. That's all
And
right.
11 for AJ.
That's
Brown.
perfectly fine. So
So
one of those. Which one do you prefer?
I'm going to take Marquise. I think because he's different. No, I don't mind actually.
Because it's Flacco, yeah. Not Flacco.
Not
sorry,
Flacco,
you've
is it?
got Lamar Jackson. Do you think?
Jackson.
Would you rather take Marquise Brown, or would you rather go?
I think they'll hit him a few big plays.
Okay, then let's go with that.
But
Then,
AJ Brown might be better.
okay, so then that's our risk play. We go. We're so deep, it doesn't matter. We
Yeah.
go with that.
Let's take him. Let's take
And
him.
then we've got
I do
finish
think-
off. We'll take another wide receiver down here. I think not bother with the kicker till the season starts.
Yeah, you don't need a kicker.
and
Unless
then
there's
see how it plays out in training camp. Okay, you got the
unless
opportunity.
there's
To
the
say,
legs there.
you got.
Tucker's there. Or Butker.
I'd take either of those happily here. I don't think that's what would happen in real life.
No, I don't either.
But I would happily do it because we'd have arguably a very, very good defence and a very, very good kicker to supplement what we've got. They must like that, so let's do that.
Which
Just
one do you want?
take Tucker is so consistent, 150 points. This far down.
What
the
does
top,
Butker do?
about one. Oh no, actually, you're right. Hang on,
In that Kansas offense?
he did 170, Butker.
Well, 170 player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
your
I-
last pick.
Yeah, we'll do that.
88%
88%. Yeah.
agree.
It should be a reasonable draft. Well, although we have gone running back heavy, they may not like that, but it should be at least 88.
didn't, we went-
83, they didn't like it very much, but that's okay. We know what we were doing. The question is, how do you feel? If you had that team coming out of a 16-man draft, being honest, is there enough boom or bust? Is there enough success in that team to carry it? Being honest.
I mean, it's based off the solid wide receivers.
Okay, so let's start.
That's the strength of our team, isn't it?
Yeah, let's start there. Let's look at the players we've got. Now, Julio Jones, he's going to be a 200-point player unless he got injured, which he's not shown any of that.
Michael Thomas could go close to that.
So that's potentially 2 players. I mean, if we said, will Michael Thomas get above 180, which is what we need, I think he would.
What did Cooks do in the last
Well,
year?
he should get you close to 160. I think he got 150 something, 155, 156. So I think that's okay. With the boost to the other 2 players, yeah, you're laughing, aren't you? So nothing wrong
I
with
think
that.
Cooks has been pretty...
Pretty solid. Always a 1,000-yard receiver, isn't he?
Yeah, 1,200 yards and 5 touchdowns, so...
So there you go. So that's 150.
50.
So there you go. So that's all right. And maybe a sprinkler running in there as well. Maybe 1 or 2 runs. Did he have that?
68 yards, so another 6.
So
and
they-
a touchdown.
So there you go. So 162. So there's his. So he hits those. We can't rely on last year's stats, but I think we can honestly say that those 3 receivers, and this is why this is important. So
Last year was his lowest touchdown year since his first year in the league as well. He's had 9, 8,
well, it was a
7.
new team for him as well, so it's
Yeah.
only going to get better. Here's why this is so important. If we assume that, and this is what you've got to do really, is in when you're looking at leagues, and this is standard scoring. If you're forget the quarterbacks, kickers, and defenses, ignore that for a minute and just focus on this. Can your first guy get you 200? Can your second guy get you 180, then 160, 140, 120? That adds up to 800 fantasy points. Add a quarterback for 250, which is basic scoring. Add a kicker and a defense at 100 each. You've got 1,250 points. You hit 1,250, and that's not even assuming that your defense or kicker get above those numbers, or your quarterback outscores 250, or one of those players goes much higher. You're allowing a bit of an error in there. You are a playoff team, and that's what you've got in this. And that's without all
I
those.
quite
other
like
players.
that team, actually.
I like it because I feel we've got where we've taken our risks is at the right point. We've given ourselves some really interesting opportunities to land players that could come into their own. So Henderson could be interesting. Ito Smith could quickly become useful. Devin Singletary might prove to be more and more valuable as the season runs along, which is exactly what you want. You've got Devontae Parker.
I didn't pick that to
Yeah,
send you
no,
over the edge, really.
Marcus Brown, he's interesting for me. I'm okay with that deep down. And then underneath it all, we've taken a tight end, which we don't normally do. We normally leave them to late or not even bother with. Who I actually really like for this year. I do feel he's got potential to finish sort of 4th or 5th. And that is great because we haven't paid a high premium
Well,
for him.
he was one of our last picks. We got the
Happy with that?
top 3 kicker, number 1 ranked defense as well to add to that. A pretty decent tight end.
And then the quarterback is steady. I mean, like, he is certainly very passable because I think Kirk Cousins gets more comfortable. He got 4,000 yards. He gets more comfortable in that offense. He's got 2 very good wide receivers who can give him 1,000 yards each.
and what could he do with a
the
full
running
year
game-
with Dalvin Cook?
The
to
running
throw to
game
all
could
year?
improve. He could got the, as you say, the underneath stuff with Cook, which would be very good.
Yeah, I mean,
So even
compared
if we
to
assume
Latavius Murray catching.
I can't see him regressing past 7. All I can see him is holding or slightly moving forward of that position. There are some very good quarterbacks for this year, so he's a safe pick. Now, it doesn't mean we don't own anybody in the league, because there'll be 6 owners maybe, or even 7 above us, but we certainly own the ones behind us. So we're not out of it. We're not.
I mean,
we're not far off.
let's face it. We got a late pick, so
We'll
our
cut-
options were limited.
Let's look at Kirk Cousins, if we may, just bring him up just for curiosity on the ADP, if that's okay, so people can see this. If we take Kirk Cousins for last year, what he scored in standard scoring in fantasy for last year, I think this will prove very useful, because this is a player we didn't pay a high premium for. We haven't gone in early on a quarterback, which you can do. There's nothing wrong with that as a strategy. I still believe in it.
So Cousins is QB 19 overall.
That's their ADP for this year, isn't it? But what
Yeah.
did he score for last year? 19 overall for this year. I mean, that's really unfair. He ended up with a decent amount of
4,300 yards, basically.
So that's 100 and where are we? 160 plus. How much was the other bit? 4,300.
yeah,
So that's about 170 points there.
30 touchdowns,
Perfectly well. When we
another
got,
120,
so great. So there we go. So straight away, that's
7
250.
interceptions.
Yeah, 250, and then he had running as well, and a few touchdowns. So he can easily give you what you're looking for at the quarterback position in standard, which is what we want, 250 or more. He's going to give me that. So that's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, he
I'd
had
pay the
one
high price for
rushing TD last year as well, and he had 5, 4, and 4 the years before, so that could be
A misnomer.
A lot better, yeah.
Of getting used to the offense. So I like our team. I like the opportunity. I wouldn't come out of a draft feeling disappointed with that team. I know that the running game is going to need a bit of work, but that's the whole point of having these players underneath.
Well, we
They've got
went
the
0
chance.
RB, so
This is what you do
not on
sometimes.
purpose, but it
Maybe
just
what
worked
we'll
out that
do
way.
is do another draft where we again randomise, same formula, and people can see a different take on it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is there anyone do you like the team? Have we picked well, or who would you have picked differently? I know we spent a long time over Devontae Parker. Well, you have to, because it's Devontae Parker. So
You do, yeah. And we're always interested for the players that we might have missed that you think should have been elevated higher. Those always are interesting takes.
Did we miss anyone?
That's interesting. Maybe somebody will think there was somebody we could have taken lower down, should have elevated. We'll see.
Right. So let us know what you think. Good team, bad team. Would you be happy with it? 16 man is brutal. It's always hard to be happy with your team.
I like it. Personally,
And,
I come out of a 16-man liking it. I've got a top QB, top defence, a top kicker, great 3 wide receivers. Yeah, what's not to like about that?
I think the wide receivers are very safe and solid. So
Yeah, you would be very
and that's
happy
the
with that.
basis of strength of our
Yeah.
team in it. So
Very much so.
okay, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more similar sort of videos.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching.